Welcome to the Navigating Dental Insurance Podcast, where we don't take from insurance companies. Here are your hosts, Mr. Jordan Comstock and Mr. Ben Tuine. This podcast is sponsored by BoomCloud Dental Membership Software, www.boomcloudapps.com, and Veritas Dental Resources, www.veritasdentalresources.com. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Insurance Integral Podcast. My name is Ben Tuine, and as y'all know, I'm one of the co-hosts on this podcast that has been built and dedicated to helping all of you figure out ways to fight insurance, how to go out of network, but how to run a successful dental practice, incorporating things like membership plans, all the things that are key ingredients to building a successful dental office. So today I have my trusty co-host with me, Jordan Comstock. Jordan, how are you?
What's up, Ben? How you doing, dog?
Good, my friend. Good. Just, experiencing all these storms in Georgia kind of reminds me of the Hawaiian Islands a little bit,
And get a little crazy over there.
I know. And it's all good, Today we have a very wonderful and special guest, a good friend of mine, somebody that I've been privileged to start to get to know this year, and somebody I consider a true friend, Dr. Michael Nyo. Dr. Michael Nyo. I got to do his name correct. Dr. Mike, how are you today?
I'm fantastic, Ben. Thank you so much for having me. And Jordan, it's nice to meet you today.
Likewise.
It's our pleasure. It's always fun having a conversation with you. You're a very beloved consultant in dentistry as a dentist that's now coaching. I talk to a lot of your clients, and the one thing that stands out to me is your clients talk to me as if you're a father or a brother, right? Or some type of family member that's just helping them with their journey. And I respect that.
That's cool.
Because, with what I know about you, you went to UOP, it's the coveted UOP that, when you talk about UOP graduates, it's a great dental school, it's one of the best in the country, and I know that you had a herniated disc that kind of halted your clinical career, allowed you to pivot in terms of what you've learned throughout your career running practices, as well as being a clinician, is you pivoted into this area of being a coach, this area of sharing what you've learned throughout your career to help doctors become better. So that's Dr. Michael's resume that I want, his CV, if you will, that I wanted to share very briefly. There's a lot more to it, but he's, in my opinion, he's one of the most highly respected people when you're measuring respect and trust from their clientele. In fact, there's probably two people in the world that I would consider a clientele that would offer somebody that, and Michael, you're one of them.
Well,
thank you for being with us today. We look forward to chatting with you.
Yeah, I look forward to this as well. And yes, I'm very blessed and privileged to care for our colleagues and have that wonderful connection and relationship with them. So thanks for saying that, sharing that.
Well, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. And Jordan, we're gonna be interviewing him about this whole concept of going out of network, right?
Yes. How do we go out of network? It's a hot topic. It seems like it's always a hot topic, but I know with client base here at BoomCloud, it's like one of the reasons why they come to us, because they're trying to figure out the puzzle of going out of network and reducing reliance on PPOs. So yeah, I want to dive into that. Like when you are coaching and consulting in practice, and they're like, we want to go out of network, give us some rundown on your mindset around that and how you coach people.
Yeah, I mean, that topic has plagued our industry for decades.
It really has.
And it's kind of like the analogy of the frog in a frying pan that's just simmering. If you turn up the heat, that frog will hop out and thrive and live. But if you just simmer, it'll just go to sleep and die.
Yeah.
And a lot of our practitioners, my colleagues, have that mindset of, it's not going to be that bad. We're just going to keep on doing it until it becomes painful.
Too hot.
Exactly. And so back in the early 2000s, a lot of consultants would be on a stage and say, if your practice is amazing, if you're the best doctor and you're doing a great job, you should drop all these plans. Well,
yeah,
a lot of people did it, leaving that room, and they were fine. And some really crashed and burned because they weren't prepared. So So I try to effectuate a processes, and the first thing is I always ask a lot of questions. I'm like a petulant little boy. Why?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the question is why would you want to go out and network? And
Hmm.
the question, people would look at me like, I thought you were smarter than that. Why wouldn't I? And so there are all these things and getting to know about their practice, because not every practice can go out and network just like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There are practices, unfortunately, that can't go out and network for a very long time until they establish a certain
Sure.
culture and what have you. One of the most common concerns is this, and a lot of people haven't even thought about this. So I think I want to impart on your audience some cautionary measures and notes. One is that you may think you're doing a great job for your patients, and you probably ostensibly are. Your patients are happy with you; they keep on coming back. But the problem is that when you drop out of network, when you go out of network, certain things will happen. There's a lot of good things, but also you will lose some patients. It's
Sure.
just it's just inevitable. For anybody to tell you otherwise, that's pretty reckless, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
so it's not if some of your patients are going to move, it's when. The key is, and the overarching cautionary note I share with my clients or people I just speak with is, are you at the level and the standard of care? Well, every dentist is going to say, of course I am, Michael.
Of
That's
course I am. Yeah.
yeah, that's insulting. So I said, well, have you ever done a hygiene review or a chart audit on your hygiene
Mm,
program? And they go, well, what do you mean by that? I said, well, are your patients compliant? Are they getting their x-rays and radiographs done at a frequency that is conducive to their care? Um, of course they are. Okay. Are they coming on a regular basis for their care? Yes. Are they compliant with their care? Of course, of course, of course. All right, that's great. Why don't you do a deep dive? If they hire me, I'll go ahead and look at it. And then I'll bring up a patient's chart and says, this person has not had radiographs for the last 4 years. They don't have a full mouth series. They go, yeah, my patient doesn't really think they don't want to do x-rays. I mean, I know that might be a surprise, but there are patients that don't want to take their x-rays. So,
sure.
but with those type of practices, that patient will land in somebody else's practice. They may discover you can't see what you can't see. So
Yep.
they will say, you're a new patient of ours. We'll need to go and take the radiographs. They'll say, oh, okay, it's a new patient. And then they'll go, wow, I see the following. And they'll say, wow, that's surprising, because I've been seeing Dr. So-and-so for the past 20 years, like clockwork. And then we got a problem.
Yeah.
Then we got a problem. So that's number one. So we want to make sure that their practice meets, quote unquote, the standard of care prior
Yeah.
to deploying any measures of going out of network. The other is that we do a soft poll while we talk to patients, get in front of them, have the narrative talking to them, saying, as you understand with the insurance climate, and I customize scripts based on the hygienist and everybody. No one really likes scripts, so I share what I would like to get a result on, and then I work with the team members to have them say that in their own voice, in their own heart,
Yeah.
the way they
So like a framework.
exactly right,
Yeah.
exactly
Versus
right,
a script.
absolutely. And so they'll be polling every patient about that, so it's not going to be the first time they heard it. Insurances don't get a really good public optic out there. It's not like, oh
No.
my God, insurance amazing. Insurance companies are so good for our economy and our patients and our care. They love us so much. So it's now us against the insurance company. Back in the 50s, when insurance came about, it was the rich doctor against the insurance company and the patient. Now it's
Interesting.
pivoting. And I just wrote an article for my local dental site
Interesting.
about insurance. And can you believe it? I mean, Ben knows this. 1950, in the inception of insurance, maximum allowance, 1,500. What is it today? Hey, it's amazing. So we go through a screen. My process is it takes about a year to do that.
Yeah.
I always encourage the transitioning doctors to give a leg up to your successor by going out in network and becoming a fee for service practitioner, so that the young doc doesn't have to deal with that, because
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sure.
the doctor that's been with someone for 35 years can make these moves because the patients will more than likely stay with them. But the young doc that has to make that move, that's
Mhm.
how practices start imploding. And that's such a sad thing to see, especially I
Mm,
get called after that happens. And
Sure.
it's just a real bummer. So yes, that
yeah.
part.
What are your thoughts on this? So I would say 98% of people that come to us here at Boom Cloud are wanting to drop insurance and go fee for service and do all that. Typically, what we tell them, we say, okay, let's launch your membership plan and let's start attracting patients. Don't think about dropping insurance yet until you get 250 active patients, which typically generates like 12 to $15,000 a month in recurring revenue for the
Mhm.
practice. And then, when they get to 400 and 500, like we had a practice that just hit, I think, close to 1,000 active membership patients,
Wow.
and they are generating like around $50,000 a month in just their membership, and then they just dropped Delta this year. So that's kind of like been our approach is like, hey, like from the financial standpoint, build this a membership type system so that when you start dropping PPOs, you got your financial and your loyalty program in place so that if you do drop Delta or whoever, you can then convert some of those patients that into your membership plan because you mentioned earlier that a lot of patient churn happens, right? Which is
Yeah.
also financial churn, right? So that's kind of been our approach helping them. But I'm just curious on your thoughts around that type of strategy.
Yeah, Jordan, that's an amazing approach. I mean, I fully support that approach because we also there's so many metrics that we look at before we even initiate an implementation plan. And one
Yeah.
is where's your new patient flow coming from? Oh, we get 20 patients a month, Michael. We're good. Well, do you
But are
know
they PPO patients?
that bingo? You know that 18 of those patients are
Or
from
PPO.
those plans?
Right.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, and so that means you got two new patients a month, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
to your point, Jordan, which is an excellent point, you're deploying a a a
I
routine.
call it the PPO risk curve, right?
I love it.
I
I love
decline
it.
the risk. Yeah.
Exactly. So that you don't get a curveball coming over your plate, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Like let's reduce the risk and curve it downward is kind
right.
of my
And
mindset around it.
you're also working with your team to start having a certain mindset and a culture that yeah, we have a plan for you. We have an option for you.
Yeah.
No,
Mhm.
no, I love the plans and I love that you do that. So that's amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
I remember there was a doctor from Texas like years ago that I met, and I was speaking with a very well-known speaker and consultant here in Utah, and he was talking about just drop PPOs, right? Kind of like what you said, like the exact kind of story that you briefly mentioned, like, hey, a lot of consultants just say drop them and there's no risk,
Right.
right? There is always risk, right? And I pulled this doctor out on the break. I'm like, hey, you're looking a little uneasy, man. Like, tell me what's going on. And he's like, Jordan, if I even drop one PPO contract, like I feel like I'm just gonna be like my practice is gonna just be destroyed financially. And I like it got me thinking, I'm like, okay, yes, there's a huge financial risk to this. And that's kind of how my mind thought, back then is like, well, let's reduce the risk by creating predictable financial recurring revenue through the membership. And that's kind of, it's evolved over the years, but that exact story that you said, I think of, his name is Dr. Anderson I don't remember what city in Texas he's in, but I just remember that story of how stressed he was. He wanted to do it, but he's also like, he couldn't. He felt like,
Right.
right? Eventually he did,
Right.
but after financial risk was reduced.
Yeah.
I think that's what most doctors think, in terms of going out of network. It's just scary to
Yeah,
most.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And Jordan, you solved another pain point, which we have a problem keeping our patients in the hygiene program. And by having
Yes.
the
Well,
membership,
preventative care.
go ahead.
Yeah, I saw this. So, Michael, I used to manage my dad's dental lab. That's how I got involved into dental industry. So I saw what happens when the hygiene program does not work, right? Too many dentures, too many crowns, all that stuff, right? I'm like, oh man, this could be prevented if patients would just go, to the dentist, right? Which is
Right.
why also I'm passionate about, helping with the hygiene program through the membership plan because I saw how miserable a lot of patients were when they had to come in and get a reline, right? And again, right? Oh, I need a reline again because my mouth is changing. It's like,
Right.
man, this all could be avoided if more and more patients just take hygiene and preventative care more serious, right?
Right.
So
Right.
that's kind of like my mindset back then. And then, of course, back then, and well, this is probably 2011. Every dentist under the sun was like, these insurance companies are killing me. And we're here in Utah, which I think it's worse, right, Ben? Aren't the reimbursements the worst in this state?
Well, compared to Manhattan in terms of what they actually charge and what the allowed rates are, Manhattan is the worst.
Manhattan's the
Utah,
worst. Okay,
yeah,
Utah's in the top five, maybe. I know it's
it
bad
is.
here. I know it's bad here.
Yeah.
But no, that's kind of like, yeah, that's the preventative care is really important, and it creates a loyalty program. Is kind of how I think about it, which is what you need
Exactly.
when you go out of network.
Right.
So
And
that's
that
kind of,
yeah,
go ahead.
and that loyalty program, it's just built in internally. So that keeps the schedule full because people have already possibly prepaid it or know that if they don't follow the rules, then they can't have certain things with all that. So no, that is definitely a really great venue. And to Ben's services, I tease Ben a little bit because I said, man, I love you. I'm going to refer a lot of people, but my goal is to never refer to you ever again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So,
I agree.
so our strategy is he goes and takes great care of my clients, um, raises the fee schedule, and then what we do is an
Yeah.
analysis, like with stocks. Here are the good ones, here are the losers, here are the winners, and then we slowly titrate that out. If they have the more
Yeah.
PPO they
Smart.
have, the longer it's going to take. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I love it.
What is the average practice? How many PPO contracts do they have?
I would
Michael, you
well
see?
I track certain clientele, certain doctors. So I would say about 7 or 8. What would you say, Ben?
Yeah, you're right. It's between
7 to 8?
7 to 9
Okay,
is it's a range depending on which if you're in a city or if you're in a rural community. City doctors, it's usually 7 to 9.
right.
And the average write-off off of the UCR is what? What do you guys see?
I'm 20 to 30%. So
40% or more
yeah,
in
Is it what you're seeing?
every state. Well, if you're measured against the 60th percentile, which
Got
not
it.
every doctor is at, it's 40% or more. Like Delta in California, the PPO fees is it's 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 above 60% if you're in Southern Cal.
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
it's
Yeah.
ridiculous when you measure it against the appropriate percentile, because not like a lot of doctors underprice, and
Interesting.
it's like, well, that's why your PPO fees are low, is because you charge low to begin
Ah,
with.
Right.
because they haven't raised their pricing in years, which I remember that being a big problem, when I was managing the dental lab is
Right.
the doctors would never increase their fees. Even my dad at the dental lab, he operated
Mhm.
like a dentist. He's like, "Well, we haven't raised our fees in like 10 years." I'm like, "What?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
What?"
yeah.
Isn't that astounding? I mean,
Yeah.
that's just mind-boggling. I mean, we unfortunately do it to ourselves.
Yeah. It's
Mhm.
We who's to blame is us.
yeah.
And that's a sad point because again, we're all dedicated to take great care of patients and to provide great clinical care. But we don't think about the other stuff that actually allows us to do great clinical care and great patient care. So yeah, it's crazy. I used to a long time ago ask for when I would take on a client, can I have your fee schedule? And they'd give me one fee schedule, but they get the copy says Delta Dental on the top. And I said, okay, can I see your master fee? And they would say, that is my master fee.
That's
Oh
it.
no.
And
Oh
and
no.
I knew straight away that their master fees, their fees were way too low.
Yeah.
And of
See,
course, years now, obviously that's very apparent.
Well,
I
Ben,
always, yeah.
in a zip code, doesn't that affect how you can negotiate too? If a lot of practices were just using that fee schedule?
It
Yes.
does. It pulls the percentiles down when
Yeah.
doctors do that, and a lot of doctors don't know that. But they're just trying to keep a simple operation, not understanding the pitfalls and the risks of doing something like that. May not
Jeez.
hurt them immediately today, but it will hurt them tomorrow, and it's going to certainly hurt their children that are going to decide to be dentists. So you have to play the piece. You
Oh,
have to do it
jeez.
like industry standard. You have to follow industry standard minimum. Set
Right.
the right percentile and bill that
Interesting.
to insurance. Don't bill your PPO fees.
And not to sound
I feel like we can talk an episode just on this topic.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
not to sound
Like,
morbid or anything, but a lot of doctors that have retired for dentistry or passed away or both, they don't take off their fee schedule. So they have the fee schedule still in place.
Hmm. Yep.
So another
Yep.
reason to go out of network. These are many reasons to go out of network.
Oh, yeah.
Forever forever about it. Yeah. Maybe on a different episode.
Jeez.
No, we're gonna do another one, Michael. We're out
I
of
think we
time
need to do
now.
like part 2, part 3, and part
we-
4 with Michael.
Love it. Love it.
In fact,
Yeah.
something to throw out, Jordan, webinar. Michael, as you can
Yes.
tell, I mean, his knowledge base is just so amazing.
I would
He has so
love
many-
to do something.
Yeah. That'd be fun,
every
guys.
every time I hear him give advice to somebody, I'm writing notes because I'm like, holy smokes, that's applicable to me, and I've never heard that angle before.
Yeah.
So I get free advice with our mastermind because Michael's so gracious with his wisdom. And the great thing about it, as also a business owner myself, is when I hear him speaking about coaching dentists and the different angles of coaching and also coaching other business owners, all of those things that he has in his brain are so much applicable just on a standard business level. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
sure.
But when you
Absolutely.
add it to dentistry, his experience there is quite literally unmatched from the perspective of understanding how a dental practice how it can operate in the most efficient manner. So Michael, we're going to have you back, but
Well,
for our
thank you.
listeners that have questions, how can they get hold of you?
Sure. They can contact you. No, I'm teasing. They can contact me at Michael at dental-strategies.com. So MICHAEL at dental, and then there's a dash strategies.com.
Perfect.
And love it. You guys were amazing. This was a lot of fun. So thanks for that. Be careful with the weather, Ben.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll post your email in the show notes. And to our listeners, reach out to Dr. Michael. As you could tell, one of the brightest brains in dentistry, where there's so many other topics that we want to pick his brain on, just so that people know,
Yeah.
you know, that this is quite literally somebody that a lot of young dentists would consider a great mentor throughout your career. So reach out to him, pick his brain, learn of what he does. I can promise you, you won't regret it. I haven't.
Not yet,
And you're
Ben.
not even a dentist, Ben.
I'm just a dumb business owner.
You both are amazing. And thank you so much what you do for our industry. So thank you for that.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Dr. Michael. And Jordan, my brother, thank you too.
Yeah, we'll
And,
put the link in the show notes, and we'll bring Michael on again for some more topics. I think this will be a fun series.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Thank you. All
And
right.
until we meet next time, folks, we wish all of you the best of success. Take care now.
Be good, both of you. Thank you.